Welcome to the Super Impactful Podcast. This podcast was designed to highlight the many ways that we're leading with impact in Duncanville ISD. This podcast will give you an inside view of what we're doing in the City of Champions. Today, I have the opportunity to hang out with the executive principal of Duncanville High School, Mr. Danny Colbert. How you doing today, Mr. Colbert?
Man, all is well. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being a part of this podcast today. You're almost completing your first year as executive principal of Duncanville High School. How does that feel?
I'm grateful, but it has been a whirlwind.
A whirlwind.
In a positive manner.
Okay.
You know, us preparing to graduate over 1,000 seniors is an experience, and it's been a pleasure to see them grow also. As when they came in as 8th graders, I was their freshman principal.
Right.
So this has become a full circle moment. So not only a whirlwind, a full circle moment as our students get ready to graduate on June 2nd.
Yeah, he snuck that in that he was an assistant principal here on the campus before he went away to become a principal in elementary school and then came back as our executive principal. You know, one thing I'll tell you, though, as I travel the city and I meet people and they see you on social media or know that you're the principal at our school here, they always have some connection to you. So just take a minute and just tell the viewers about who's Danny Colbert. Who are you? Where are you from? Who are your people? You know?
Originally born and raised in Houston, Texas. Mom and dad. I have 3 sisters, don't have any brothers, so you can kind of tell the environment that I was in, but definitely a nurturing environment. On my dad's side of the family, number of educators. Mm-hmm. And then on my mom's side of the family, you know, a lot of spiritual, a lot of preachers and reverends. Okay. So I guess I'm kind of all wrapped up in me.
All right. All right. I love it. You know, one time I was flying into to the airport at Love Field, and when you get off the airplane in Love Field and you prepare to exit, there's this collage of pictures, and one of the pictures is of you. So tell us about that picture. How did you score getting your picture in Love Field?
I graduated from Paul Quinn College, and so Paul Quinn, they had Legends in Education. And since I graduated from Paul Quinn and, you know, now blessed to be the executive principal of Duncanville High School, they honored me with being a part of the collage of many educators that graduated from Paul Quinn. So definitely an honor.
So we have a celebrity leading our Duncanville High School. Congratulations on that.
I appreciate
Paul Quinn's
it.
a wonderful school with a great history of producing great educators. So we really are excited to have you in our midst.
Thank you.
You know, one thing we do in our district is we define our work around our leadership definition and the components of our leadership definition. Of course, when I think about you, I think about elevating excellence. When I think about how you have led this year, there are so many examples where I've seen you push students and staff to be the very best they could be. But there are several parts of that leadership definition. What other parts jump out at you as something that really leads and guides your work?
I think for me in this season as an executive principal, it's key to value people because, you know, I understand that success is based, it's what can I say, an indirect reflection of my leadership. You know, I may not be able to touch every entity, but through my modeling, through my impact, through my communication, things get done. And I want to make sure that it's infectious among the entire school community. So, you know, valuing people, instilling people, and ensuring that they know the standard and they're able to articulate it to our students.
Okay. You know, I love that. I was communicating with some young leaders today who actually had an opportunity to shadow you. And one thing they said that made me super proud is that they took from their opportunities with you effective delegation. And you know, one of the things that I cautioned you on as you came into this principalship, coming out of an elementary principalship, is that it's a big difference in 500 littles versus over 4,000 children here, and the magnitude of what you have to do. So just talk to me a little bit about that delegation and why that's so important to you. You have 18, 19 APs here?
Yes.
So talk to me about that and how you're growing people through that delegation.
So the way that I grow people is that I run a lot of our expectations through our associate principals. I call them my guardian angels. Mm-hmm. I have Tambia Wesco, who's over our curriculum and instruction, Kanika Brock, that's over our college and career military readiness. Of course, the legendary Flo Judd, who's over our facilities and fine arts, and then also Erica Johnson Williams, who serves as our associate of operations.
Okay.
So in those four buckets, I really communicate our standard, and then it is upon them to delegate the standard. They have their once a week team meetings, sometimes with Miss Wesco. Now that we're in coming out of testing season, they meet 3 times a week in those expectations, the standards, ensuring that our students are here, they're tested, they have everything that they need curriculum wise, and also supporting our teachers. So that's kind of the delegation, and also they're tasked with growing teacher leaders.
Okay.
I set the tone with every Monday we have a department chair meeting where I give all of our administrative expectations to our teacher leaders.
Okay.
To where now that's another way that our teachers can get the message, can get the standard from a peer rather than just an administrator. So they get many sides, because I believe in not just effective communication, I believe in total communication as
I
well.
like it. I love it. I love it. Well, when we talk about Duncanville High School, no matter where you are, this championship mentality comes to mind.
Yes.
Whether you're talking about athletics, whether you're talking about fine arts, academics at Duncanville High, excellence comes to mind. Just tell the viewers one thing, or you can do two things maybe, but something that you're just super proud of that was accomplished this year.
Right now, I'm super proud of us boasting a 97.5% college and career and military readiness achievement. And so we're also looking to exceed that, once we get our results this year, and we're well on pace. But that's something we definitely want to boast. And we're continuously on the academic side with our STAR EOC, end of course exams, closing the gaps in that. And we're definitely looking forward to seeing those achievement scores.
I love it. Let me appreciate how he talks about the academic side, and he truly does spend a lot of time there. But I see you on the sidelines too. He picks this corner to go to often on the sidelines, to be by himself just to watch the magic unfold. What are you proud of athletically?
Man.
Or fine arts?
I think it's all encompassing. For our athletic programs, they just don't know the impact that they serve in the Duncanville community.
Right.
Just on a personal note and an administrative note, us always making deep playoff runs or even state championships, it makes the school year go by so fast.
Right.
And it also instills pride. So then when you integrate the fine arts category, what you see are dynamic events.
Right.
Just like we're getting ready to have a send-off for our state track team
Right.
on Friday. So it's going to be an event, athletics jam-packed with fine arts, and it's always a sight to see.
Right. And I'll tell you, an interesting fact is that every sport, every one of them has made a playoff run in your first year of leadership. So congratulations on that. And our band had opportunity to attend our band's spring concert, which was absolutely amazing. I've attended several things that our choir has participated in this year. Absolutely amazing. So I do agree with you. And having sat in a high school principal seat before, it just really is what propels us to have a great school year, is those successful extracurricular and activities that lead to success in the classroom.
Definitely.
So, I'm a big leadership story guy, because I do believe that we are, our best example of our work is through leadership stories and how we've led and impacted other people. Tell me a little bit about put you on the spot here a little bit now.
Okay.
One situation with a student, one situation with a teacher today that are a part of your leadership story.
Oh, man. Part of my leadership story, and this just happened about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. Today.
Oscar Garcia, he's one of our English 1 teachers.
Okay.
Young teacher, but has high aspirations on being an administrator. And so on yesterday, I did a classroom walk, and I implemented, I gave him some feedback upon walking out. But the great thing about Oscar Garcia was he sought me for the feedback. So after school, he was like, "Hey, Mr. Colbert, how did it go?" And so I gave him, just 2 nuggets, 2 simple bite-sized nuggets on what he could use to enhance engagement and, have a framework for what the students were going to do for the next day. So guess what? Mr. Colbert came in today just to see. And unbeknownst to me, he had his flip chart. He turned the flip chart over, and what happened was I saw the actual timeline of events on what he wanted his students to do at each time, the checkpoints and the feedback that I gave him. So I definitely appreciated that. And that just showed me that, observation, feedback, and coaching is important. It's essential. And now we've created the culture to where now our teachers are seeking it. And that was just the nearest example that came to my mind.
Right. What about a student example? You got one of those? That's a great example for teacher, by the way.
Wow. Student examples, I have several. I do like to highlight Quinshawn Brooks.
Okay.
Quinshawn Brooks yesterday got nominated in the National Honor Society.
Okay.
And so, as a freshman, he was a student who needed guidance. And I don't know what it was. He sought in me to seek me for guidance. And I was not his principal by alpha, but I made it, I made it a notion to ensure that I was always accessible to him. And so, though he had challenges, he always sought me for feedback. And then as the years went by, grades went up. And so as he, received his certificate, I couldn't do nothing but give him a hug and say, man, I'm so proud of you. You did a lot more for me than I would have even thought about doing for you. And so, man, he kind of embraced me and, man, just a great guy. And that's just one of my stories, and it's current, but, I love to see what that young man is going to do in the future.
I love the current stories, too. One thing I'll tell you is that you serve a unique role here because you once served as assistant principal here, lead assistant principal at that. Then you went away, you came back. So you sat in the AP seat and now the principal seat and the executive principal seat at that. You have a lot of young leaders out there who are aspiring to be principals. How's the seats different? Because I always tell people you don't know the seat until you sit in it.
So if you're talking about the principal seat is, no matter what, everything starts and ends with you.
Right.
Let's not get it twisted. And so you have to be systems oriented to ensure that operational, instructional, and culture and climate moves at an optimal level, that when you step away, it still flows.
That's good.
The executive principalship is a little different. And what Danny Colbert learned the first 3 or 4 weeks of school, you cannot operate as a principal. But what I learned was to operate as a principal manager. And I've articulated to my team that you are the principals of Duncanville High School. I manage you and ensure that you have everything that you need for us to be an A campus. And so that's my challenge every day, and that's what I strive to do.
All right, I caught that A campus, man. I'm here for all of that, okay? Something new that I'll introduce to this segment, and it's going to be our rapid fire question. So I'm going to shoot you a question, and you just shoot me an answer, okay? All right, let's go with, what is your favorite Duncanville High School event that you've attended this year?
State championships.
All right, state championships. Favorite part about being on campus?
Being able to connect with the entire school community and seeing kids grow.
Okay, watching babies grow. One word to describe Duncanville High School.
Fast.
Fast, okay. I was gonna go with big. But and the last question is, if Duncanville High School had a theme song, what would it be?
Oh, Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Which one?
We all won.
We all won. All right. I thought you were gonna say all we do is win, 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 no matter what.
That comes with the territory.
That goes without saying.
We got that.
I love we are one. Mr. Colbert, thank you publicly for your leadership and for bringing your skill set back home to Duncanville High. Look forward to supporting you for many years to come, and looking forward to that A campus, looking forward to those continued trips to state championship games, and looking forward to building that We Are One community at Duncanville High School. And thank you, everyone who tuned in to our super impactful podcast. This is the podcast where we highlight those who are leading with impact and creating those championship experience every day in the City of Champions.